it's me, Derf again, and today I'm going to be doing some more coloring, and I'm going to be coloring this special picture by Wheely Willy, and I have surrounding me all of Willy's books. How Willy Got His Wheels, How Willy Got His Wings, and The Adventures of Mickey. So, we're going to have a real fun time today doing my coloring. As always, be sure to get your human gloves so you don't mess up your paws. And I'll be right back to start my coloring. So, take care, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye, minions! Okay, minions, I got my human glove on, and I'm ready to start doing my coloring. And one of the cool things about coloring today is, with all of Wheely Willy's books out, they can block Arthur out from trying to steal my crayons. So, alright, let's start off by coloring Dolly, the one dog here. Now, Wheely Willy, his story, if you don't know, you should look it up online, because it's a real great story. Now, Wheely Willy, he was found with a broken back and his throat cut in a box in the alleyway. And, yeah, somebody abandoned him and did real mean things to him. But luckily, he ended up finding a home with this real nice lady, Deborah Turner. And, she ended up adopting him and showing him love. And, the story of his adoption and all his interesting adventures of how he got his nickname, Wheely Willy, are all chronicled in her first book, How Willy Got His Wheels. And it's a real good book. My sister, Princess Celestia, she did a book report on it a long time ago. But it's a real good book. And, yeah, it recounts his adventures of getting his first wheelchair and learning how to run around with it. So, it's a real good, heartwarming story. And I think we can all agree, with all the stuff going on in the world, you know, with all the wildfires down in Australia and just, you know, other bad things going on in the world, that we could use a little joy. And I think if hearing about Wheely Willy's story, that's a real joyful thing. So, yeah, my daddy got 2 copies of each of those books. And when his niece learns how to read in a few years, he is going to share those books with her. And that way, she'll learn about taking care of animals, and she'll be a good animal lover too. So, now, unfortunately, Willy passed away in 2010. So he's been at the Rainbow Bridge and up in heaven for quite a few years now. But even though he's gone, his memory lives on through these books. And just hopefully through, you know, little outreaches like this, you know, we're coloring in his memory. And his mom, Deborah, yeah, she's still helping animal rescues out in California, which is also where Marty's mom lives, out in California. So yeah, she still does a lot of animal rescues out there, and she helps taking care of animals, shelter animals. So yeah, she's still doing a lot of good work out there. And in a sense, like I said, even though Willy's gone, he's still doing good work because his books are still in print. You can still get them on Amazon, and you can still learn about his adventures. And one thing that Willy did a lot of, sort of like how Healing Whiskers, some of you minions might know them, they do like outreaches. Well, Willy did a lot of outreaches. He went to schools, and he went visited kids in hospitals, and he just brought a lot of smiles to people's lives. And I'm sure a lot of those kids, maybe, who he visited, you know, back when they were in school, in elementary school and stuff, those kids have grown up now, and, you know, I'm sure they were touched by Willy, and maybe the lessons that he imparted on them are still in their minds. Maybe they're now being the new leaders and taking care of animals and helping them out. And so lessons that they've learned from Willy back when he visited them when they were little kids still live on to them as adults. So minions, if any of you have children out there, you know, it's important that, like, while they're young here, that y'all start teaching them the importance of taking care of animals and being good stewards of the world, and just taking care of animals and everybody around them. Because, like I said, the world needs a lot more joy. And what this color photo needs is a lot more colors. So let's make this ball right here a lot of different colors. So we're going to start off with wild berry, and then we'll put some green in there. And I'm just going to grab colors at random, just to add a lot of different colors to here, because we want as many colors as we can, because this is all about filling in photos for Fred and Fibbs, and that's all about being colorful. And remember, when you're coloring like this, there's no right or wrong way to color. You know, of course you want to stay in the lines, but the good thing about coloring is you can always use your imagination. And so, yeah, you're probably not going to find a green, brown, and pink ball out in the real world, but when you color like this, you can make it any way you want. So that's why it doesn't matter what colors I grab here. As long as I stay in the lines and make it nice and pretty, we're doing a good job coloring. The colors don't matter. It's how you color. And like I said, one of the best ways to color is you start off by just tracing the lines, the border lines, and then that kind of tells you, make it a little darker, and then you just color one direction and stay in that one direction so your coloring has a nice smooth feel to it. So I was going bottom left to upper right, and everything is in a smooth, straight little line like that. So let's get a little orange right here, and finish up. See, I traced it, the inside layers first, and now I'm just coloring in the same direction. So we're going through this pretty fast. Now I'm going to color Willy's heart here because, as you can see from his little picture, his book, Wheely Willy, it's red. So I'm just going to maintain that red color there. I'm not going to use much imagination there, but that's okay. We're paying tribute to Willy here. Willy was a little Chihuahua dog. My brother Spartacus, he's a Chihuahua too. Chihuahuas, if you don't know, they're named after a province in Mexico where they were first discovered, the province of Chihuahua. And Chihuahuas are the smallest breed of dog in the world. Yeah, they weigh about 6 pounds or below, depending on their size. And yeah, they're in the toy group of dogs. So like when my daddy, if he wants to watch like the Westminster Dog Show, he always pays attention to the toy breeds, because that's where his dog Spartacus is. And that's where, if Willy competed, he would be competing in the toy division. So, but that doesn't mean that just because he's a toy dog, doesn't mean that he's a toy. You have to realize that animals, no matter their size, are living creatures, and they need to be treated with respect and dignity, and they're not just toys to, you know, play with for a little bit and then get rid of them and put them on the shelf. No, an animal is a big commitment. So if you're making a commitment to thinking about adopting an animal, make sure that you have the resources to take care of that animal, because otherwise it's not fair on that animal if you don't give it all its love, all the love that you can. So you want to be in a home where you want loved and appreciated, and animals are the same way. And I'm sure Deborah teaches all the people that she interacts with the same thing. And you can tell she gave Willy a real good home. Yeah, Willy became really famous, but that's not the reason why he had a good home. He had a good home because more important than fame is love. And Willy was definitely loved, and in return, a lot of people loved Willy. So, let's see, what's a good color for Willy's sweater? Well, my brother Spartacus, he has a blue sweater. So, let's make the sweater blue. Once again, we're going to trace the lines here. Tracing these lines. And once we have it fully traced, then we can start going in our directions. Since I'm right pawed, I go lower left to upper right. Because that's just easier for me. And now, I'm going to teach you all about contrasting colors. So contrasting colors are colors that make the other colors stand out. So blue contrasts with yellow. So a yellow stands out more when it's next to blue, and vice versa. And another set of contrasting colors would be black and white, green and red. So we're going to color this outline of Willy's sweater here. We're going to make it yellow, because that way it just makes the blue of his sweater, the body of the sweater, stand out even more. Of course, Willy was a standout in his field because you see him walking in his little wheelchair, his canine cart. Man, everybody smiled. He was a good boy. Yeah. My daddy has some of his YouTube videos saved, and they're just fun to watch. Maybe Dad will watch some of those YouTube videos with me later on today. Yeah, well, let's call this little trim here, this fur trim, white as well. Oh, there we go. Now, we're starting to get almost done here, so let's give Willy a nice red tongue, and he'll have some nice blue eyes. Yeah, doggies usually have, brown eyes or black eyes, dark eyes, but hey, it's coloring. We can do what we want. The joys of coloring, minions. And we'll make his little pad here that comforted his belly so he can stay in his harness for a long time. We'll make that green. Maybe it was white, but he was rolling around in the grass, so it's green. So now, let's see. Well, Willy was black, so we're going to make him black, but he also had a little bit of brown in him, so we'll color his snoot here, which is kind of like a human's nose. We'll color that like a light brown. Now, I don't have a light brown crayon, but one way, if you don't have a crayon that's necessarily the color that you want, and you just want it to be slightly lighter, what you can do is just press lighter on it. So I'm going to press really light here on this crayon, and that'll in turn make the brown much lighter than it would be if I would have pressed hard on it like I did around the edges. So let's give him also some brown eyebrows. It'll just add a little bit of more color to our buddy Willy here. So, minions, do you have any special animals that made a big impact in your life? Or do you have a special animal that you would like to remember? Put it in the comments section. My daddy would love to read about your animals, and just as I'm sure you like to see stuff about his animals, like myself, my brother Derf, my brother Arthur, and my sisters Sarissa and Prin. Yeah, she was being naughty the other day. She bit my paw. That's why I couldn't do any coloring for a few days. I had to get my paw to heal. But it was okay. I didn't need, I just need to have a little bit of antibiotics. But, I'm okay. I'm sure she didn't mean to hurt me. Sometimes, siblings can have little quarrels and stuff like that. But, we learn to forgive and learn to love each other again. So now all we gotta do is color Willy's head. So now one thing is when we trace the outlines here like this, we can also just leave parts that we don't want to color in. So I'm going to make Willy's ears, even though they're not necessarily outlined, the inside of them, I'm going to make them a different color. I'm going to make them the brown again, so that matches his snoot. And we remember what the snoot is, don't we? A snoot is like a doggy or an animal's nose. Yep. Doggies' noses have a lot of scent receptors in them. That's why doggies can smell even better than humans can. And the same thing with their ears. See Willy's ears? They form like little radar dishes that pull in the sound that helps make him hear potential threats. Yeah, because before animals were domesticated by humans, they had to live out in the wild, and they had to be really, really careful because, you know, there were other animals out there that might have been trying to get him or hurt him. So here we are. We have our nice little fill-in photos for Fred and Fibbs, Wheely Willy, and his friend Dolly. As you can see, we've added a lot of color to him, and we're also gonna just as we added color to him, I hope that you add color and love to your animals' lives. And we got to remember what Willy said: have a friend and be a friend. So I want to thank you all for being my friends and following along this fill-in photos for Fred and Fibbs. And I'll be right back for my closing thoughts. See you in a little bit, minions. Bye. Hey minions, it's me, Derf. I'm on top of my brother Arthur, and thankfully this time he didn't steal any of my crayons, so I was able to color all the pictures that I had without interrupting him. So thanks, Arthur, for being a good boy. So humans, I thank you for watching, and I encourage you to continue to be good to your animals, and be like Deborah, and be a good advocate for animals. Take care of the animals that you have. And animals, if you're out there watching, continue to be good to your humans, and love them back just as much as they love you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all have a good day, and take care of yourselves. Happy New Year, and I promise you more fill-in photos for Fred and Fibbs will be coming along. Hope y'all like this, and remember, if you're interested more in Wheely Willy's story, I'll have links to the books where you can pick them up on Amazon. Thanks, take care. See ya from Derf and Arthur, the Crayon Eater. Bye guys, bye minions.